from this thing here, right? So it's like a reversey board. If you ever played that game, and essentially what you're doing, you're making these movements, and you're going to change either one of these slots, either lit or unlit. But at the same time, your opposition player is knocking out spots. So you have to pick the right path before he basically blocks you out. And if you get blocked out, like I just did there, for example, it's game over. So it's a combination of knowing where to go, but also to do it fast enough so you don't get blocked, basically. So again, this is another one you can skip mercifully, but it's pretty rough if you don't know what you're doing. I will admit, like the first playthrough we had, we kind of looked out. We knew where we were going. But otherwise, you'd be there for quite a while. This is to get our third defense, basically. So we have our 3 parts of the weapon. Now we just need our final defense piece, and we are technically ready to go into the end game. But we have to tick off the plot parts first. So I'm kind of glad I'm doing all this all in one block. So then, the plot can kick in whenever it's ready. Basically.
Directly after.
Yes, exactly. Again, I don't know if it's intended to, but you can do it this way, and then just whatever ending you're getting will just unfold itself then whenever it's time, But yeah, as I was saying when you're away, Foxy, this is kind of the story of the game, just really overcomplicated puzzles.
Now, bearing in mind, it's his brother.
That's the brother, yeah.
So it's his brother who was the one that was in it, but there is a similarity.
There is. It's
the eyes.
Yeah.
He does still go to OTT as well. I just need to point that out there. Find the brother.
I find it weird. You don't realise how far-reaching OTT is.
Yeah.
In Ireland.
But at least for people who just maybe have seen watched one show or gone to been at Tivoli once, even.
I got recognised 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Randomly up in Norton, I was I was going to the post office, and it was just how's it going, Foxy?
I think you get that a lot though.
I was no, and it's still weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what to be
It's
doing.
a very very mild form of celebrity.
Yes.
Where you're not big celebrity enough to have to go incognito to the shops.
So that was the brother in War of the Buttons.
Yeah. It's the face.
So that's the brother in War of the Buttons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's what he looks like now.
But
Ah, yeah, you can see it now. Yeah.
His brother was cuter. Let's not lie. I picked the better brother.
Oh, yeah, fair.
But yeah, it's still a weird thing. In regards to that, it's you don't realise how far
Yeah. And again, it's a quite nice way of celebrities because it's not again very pointed words here for wrestling fans, but not necessarily obsessive people as such. They are most of them are just alright, how you doing, Foxy? Alright.
I find that with Irish.
Yes, I think it's Irish more so. English maybe a different matter.
Actually, English aren't too bad. English fans seem to think that they seem to take that I am your best friend type situation a bit, which is why I think so many British wrestlers were able to get away with the stuff that they were doing.
Yes,
because a lot of fans put themselves into the narrative.
Yes,
in that sense, Irish fans don't. We're quite chilled.
Yeah,
in a sense.
And plus, I think the actual modesty of everything kind of kicks in as well. So it's actually,
it's not major. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least you have a decent reason to be recognised. I got recognised at the airport because I'm admin of a wrestling forum. Now granted, thank you so much for fast tracking me. But that weirded me out at first because there'd be people at OTT shows Amy, how are you? And I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And that makes me a little bit uncomfortable when random people know who I am, but I don't know them from
of course, yeah.
It throws me off because I'm
how'd you hurt your shoulder?
Should I know you?
Especially if it's alright, I'm not wearing anything wrestling related, it's a t-shirt or a jacket.
It's weird.
So when they recognise me, but as soon as they say Foxy, I know it's wrestling.
You know how they recognise you, yeah.
But it does throw me for a loop every so often. It's
what's with this murder in that last Ripper game?
I was out.
I become Corporate Keen.
That was the first time I met this chap at the airport. I was with my mum, and literally the first thing he said was, admin Amy. And my mum was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm like, there's over 500 of you. Which fucking one are you?
Yeah, you'd be more specific.
I was like, hi. And then now he's luckily I kind of did. I knew him very vaguely from OTT as well, from seeing him at a few shows in the Woolshed and stuff. I'd met him at before. Woolshed, sorry, not OTT. That's how I'd known him
What do you
from
know about
Woolshed.
Josie Dorsey?
So that was grand, sort of thing.
Really
But
knew the girl. It was a long time
it's
ago.
weird. It is weird.
Mm.
But apparently it's fresh for somebody. I mean, it's got to be the same person.
No shit.
So,
Guess who's on the
stuff we
short
may have
list?
missed from this conversation so far is Falconetti's shoulder is sore because he's been throwing knives too much, according to him.
And it all
He's
started.
been jerking off too much. That's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, so
More than
what?
likely.
With his left hand?
Yeah.
He's
So
like
who
us.
was she?
Mm.
Can you use both arms?
Fucking girl.
And we asked him about
Some
Do-
chick that
Josie's
doesn't remember shit
death
like the
in the
rest
last
of us.
game. He goes, I don't know what happened. Someone
Remember
like
that she talked
jacked
a
in
lot.
and fucked up our game, basically.
Never stopped.
He's not taking any responsibility for it,
On about that
even
daughter
though he was sent down for it by Magnata.
I have no idea.
Of course,
why
it's
anybody
his evidence meant he got out a couple of months
They're
later.
doing better than I did.
So Magnata killed the mother of his bastard child.
We don't. Well, there's no bastard child involved. Just to be clear.
I'm
Jos-
assuming that's who Claire is.
It had to be
no,
Magnata.
Claire is not the bastard
No one
child.
else said
No,
no,
it is in my narrative.
All right, fair.
This.
I've rewritten this entire
You mean
story
Catherine,
and
by the way?
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, not Claire.
Sorry, yeah.
Now, why
Yeah.
would Magnata
I've
frame
rewritten the
you?
narrative in my mind.
Whatever makes you think of
I'm
it.
fucking Alexander Hamilton.
Man,
bitch.
Claire, and he didn't. I was sleeping with her every night, doing it with her every night.
I love Quinn's going like, oh, I wish I could do it every night.
I'll tell you what she did. She deserted. He had to slip the divorce papers through the bars of my cell.
Sad.
Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie, you're the most likely suspect.
Think so?
Well, it's either you, cop,
Okay there?
or a respected surgeon.
Can't get comfy anymore.
Looks bad, don't
You got the temperament.
it? I'm
What
a
day
nasty
is it
guy.
today?
the expertise.
Second.
Knives. Don't forget the knives.
Yeah. Looks pretty bad.
The fact that he's acknowledging the fact that, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see, it's almost like he knows he's kind of being stitched up, right? Which again, depending on which story ending you get, might have some weight to it or not.
So, if we were going by what my narrative was on it in the last episode, or one of the last episodes, we were like, well, this is my reasoning why I think. So far, my narrative is still making sense to me
Mm.
because of what they've just said.
But see, this is why I like the kind of multiple ending aspect. No matter which one you're married to, there is a line of logic that works up to a
Realistically,
certain
yeah.
point.
So, looking at this is the way I'm not kind of looking at it now. No matter which one ends up being the killer, no matter what, at one point we'd all be right. It
Yeah.
just depends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I love about this act because it's so
So,
fluid.
This is why it's not.
Everything is
This is
plausible.
why it technically won't bother me as much if he's not the killer this time round.
Because you can play it again and he
Exactly.
is. Yeah.
He probably would be. So either
That's
way, you're never going to really be wrong in a sense. It just depends on what puzzle.
In a mirror universe, so to speak.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Check us out on Nerds R Us.
How's your face, asshole?
It's fucking fine, to be fair.
Did you see Christopher Walken acting about his sore shoulder? He
What's wrong
went,
with your shoulder?
ow. Ow, it
Nothing
hurts.
including.
It's because he's been shoving watches
I
up
was
his ass.
interrogating.
For 2 years.
For
I
2
didn't go
years.
easy on him.
Can we do a Tarantino like one day?
I'm not taking my shoes off.
No, well, everyone
No, I
gets
know
to
about
keep their
that
shoes
video.
on.
That's good. That's a fair
Alright,
deal.
what do you want, a Pulitzer?
Although I might bring a couple of gallons of fake blood and have one person in a suit just sit on the floor for the entirety of the event.
Imagine not it.
Oh, it doesn't have to be one of us. It'll be the one and only time I'll ever let that shite bag on my channel. But he has to stay silent for the entire thing and die in the corner.
That won't
Like,
happen.
That's not gonna
absolute
happen.
dreams.
That's not gonna happen.
I'll fucking make sure it happens. I'll find a gag and ball and just shove it in his mouth.
Where's the missing evidence, man?
Back to the game.
Correct me
Oh,
if
yeah.
I'm wrong, but I think we discussed this topic. Well, did we discuss that the whack belongs to the paper? The paper wants it back. Well, the paper have to get off its hang. File a complaint with Judge Lansing.
To be fair, actually, he has no right to demand that back. It is technically
It is technically evidence, yeah.
You know, you're not getting anywhere on this investigation. I think I know why. Oh, you do, do you?
Because
Oh,
he's the killer and he
please.
hasn't found someone to
I'm
stitch up
dying
yet.
about this.
We are about to accuse him.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
We've
You
accused
got
everybody
clues and
else, so
suspects
we might
coming
as
out of
well.
your asshole. You're not doing anything about it. I think the Ripper is running this investigation. That's it, huh? Well, here's one for you. It's a picture of the Ripper.
If the Ripper actually was the one that's running the investigation,
No.
surely it would have been much easier for him to
That's right.
pin it on somebody else.
No, he's got a picture of Falconetti as the Ripper.
Yeah, because he's stitching them up.
Hmm.
Upload everything she
Again.
We come up with our killer. Case closed.
I'm a fucking idiot.
You okay?
Your fucking tablecloth is a Pokeball.
Don't think any of these.
You're not gonna get that.
developments,
I'm only.
that's what-
Why do you think I just said I'm a fucking idiot?
They're still on my list. Cornwall.
I mean, how many times have you been here?
3. And I always sit in the same position.
Yeah. Right beside the table.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, why the fuck would anybody get a Tommy Hilfiger tablecloth? This honestly was my first idea, and then I realised what it was. Stop! Stop! No, I just got comfortable! I just got comfortable! There's a dog bowl! There's a dog bowl right there! This is... Don't!
Now.
For those watching, I
Yeah.
have no part in this.
So that's that image of Falconetti is straight from Catherine's brain, according to Walken.
He's a wave runner himself, so
Yeah.
like, he could easily do this.
He could easily do this. He could potentially have gotten something out of that brain. So now we have to see if he's correct. Is, according to Walken, Falconetti the Ripper, based off Catherine's brain? You alright there, Amy? Cool. So,
She feels violated.
yeah. So the thing about this is, right, basically I'm just kind of checking in with all the suspects, and then something will happen. Oh yeah, this is another one. Vigo Haman. This is the guy who was in Falconetti's Little Black Book,
Check on this guy, Vigo Haman.
and was also with Claire Burton.
Okay, I got 5 years till retirement, alright? I got 2 kids in college. I got a large prostate. Why should I go out on a limb for you?
You don't want to take 20 seconds. Look, I know that good police work
I'm
is a
never gonna
forgotten
get
art.
comfortable again in this
You're
fucking
my
chair,
only
you
hope that's
wanker.
not completely dead.
I don't need to run a computer check on this, Haman. I know.
I feel like Jack in Titanic. There's definitely room for 2 of us,
Tell
bros.
me about Vigo Haman.
He's a made man in the Soho mob.
Ooh, he's a mobster.
Smart drugs, pirated sea space codes, you know, a lot of dirty stuff. We haven't been able to nail him.
Yeah, don't forget to stretch.
What can I tell this guy about?
A joint called Cafe Duchamps.
Second spots now.
Duchamps, yeah.
Falling back on the beanbag
Been
does
there
do
a few
that to you.
What's he look like?
Fallen. I was pushed.
Guy,
Nah, he fell, man.
beard, kind of swarthy.
Sits in the back, heavy accent.
Watch your step around Magnata. You can smell that bounty money.
I love that the first thing you do when you get on the beanbag is fall on your ass again.
You are setting yourself up to fail.
No, I'm not.
Such hostility.
I'm so happy with myself.
Fuck all y'all. Right, fuck all y'all.
Oh, that's so much
I
fun.
didn't. I'm not the one that made you fall.
No, but you're not giving me bad vibes saying I'm gonna fall over again.
To be fair, Amy, whenever you're in the beanbag, you normally do fall over at some point.
Well, for once I was actually pushed.
Yes, this one time you were pushed. I'll admit to that.
The last like several times, not so much.
Not so much. No, I just simply helped you to the floor.
Fuck you and learn to count. Alright?
I'll let you on a secret. I actually know how to count.
Fuck
Learn to
off,
fucking do it correctly.
you lying bastard! You. I don't believe that. No, no.
I'm fucking texting Deco. And Terry Thatcher say him
When I was
and
watching,
screwed him over.
That's a
things.
lie. I don't know how to count. Never could.
That is beyond.
And I never learned to read! Everyone has to do interpretive dance when they're telling me the outcome of their matches.
I'm going over.
Just LJ Cleary jumping over the top rope. I'm going over!
Yeah.
I'm going over! Justy just not showing up. I'm no showing! I'm no showing!
Oh, so that's the game. If I don't answer, you make me look bad in public, huh?
So honey, you're doing that yourself quite well.
The secret monkey lab will do that.
Mm.
You have 5 minutes.
I hope she dies just for the monkey abuse.
What happened in that last river game 15 years ago?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You were there!
It happened so quickly. We heard Josie Dorset scream. When we found her, she was dead. first, we thought Joey had introduced something new into the game. But she really was dead.
And none of us reported it because that's
Why would
what we
someone
were.
want Josie
You're
dead?
all guilty by
I think the
association.
killer thought she was me.
Why do you figure?
Because right before the game started, Josie and I switched parts. It should have been me who was killed.
Well, why would someone want to kill you?
Because she's into animal abuse.
Not the time she
Maybe
wasn't.
because I've
That's
had
her
trouble
king.
with men.
Abuse is her king.
Oh, yeah, I could get that.
She's drawn to
Who do
abusive
you
people.
think did it?
Yes.
Who's left?
It's a trend a lot of us
Magnata
have.
or Joey? They're both.
Speak for yourself.
I'm
was.
next on the list.
Fair,
I
fair.
can't even go to the cops unless I have some
Thank my
evidence on
bottom
one
and
of
call
those
me
two.
Trudy.
Later,
I'm
I
not gonna
said.
just
Jesus
wait for
Christ.
slaughter.
But you realize, Doctor, that from where
I don't know where
stand,
Trudy came from. I don't know where
Yeah,
her
well,
you're just
name
as
might
much
be.
a
Whatever
suspect
suits
as
you,
the
man.
others do.
You do you.
I really don't. That's my aunt's name.
I realize
It's
that.
not then.
Mm.
So go stand
Yeah.
somewhere else.
You think the person that killed Josie is our Ripper?
There's obviously some connection.
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Again, I love that they shot that scene for one line.
I want to know more about this secret lab of yours.
Haven't we been through this?
Not all of it. I've been digging through some Pan financial accounts. Do Simeon Industries or Berman Limited mean anything to you?
Been talking to your editor, have you?
Oh.
What did Mr. Dodds tell you?
Dots. I mean, what's he got to do with this?
Dodds didn't tell you? Wow, an honest reporter, that's a first. I went to Pan Financial for research funding. They gave me a grant, but it came with a price. My research involved translating brain images directly into audio and video output. The bank wanted me to create a program that would allow them to implant subliminal messages into targeted brains while they were interfacing with cyberspace. I started thinking...
So the secret monkey
adjustments.
things has been to
There were
basically
other
get
things
subliminal
that were
advertising
in the brain.
done without people
Other
noticing.
things that he could make a person do.
She's basically been
What,
doing the
people blow
Zuckerberg.
up?
Maybe. That's just one more reason I'm going to
incepting
shut down this
people's
whole
minds.
operation.
Pretty much, yeah. That was her research,
Are you
according to
working with
her.
the cops?
Pan Financial owns the cops. Your editor's going to break the story in the Herald.
Ooh.
What
Nice.
really worries me is that I think someone broke into my research well a few months ago and may have stolen my notes.
So you think the Ripper did it?
I hope not. If he used my notes to construct his murder weapon,
He.
I'm as guilty as he is.
Interesting. So,
Take a look at this.
that looks interesting, doesn't it?
Magnata says Falconetti's the Ripper. Says the Cop Angels put this together.
The police did it before us? No way. Use your head, Quinlan. How'd they get access?
Yeah, well, Magnata's got Falconetti in jail, and he's going to hang him with this. I mean, fine by me if he's the killer, but what if he's not?
There must be some photo processor or something at the newspaper that could tell you if this thing is real.
Well, I don't know anything about image analysis.
Well, Nosy, you better find out. Or an innocent man will die and the Ripper will still be free.
Right. If the Ripper is killing from cyberspace, how could Catherine have survived?
That's a mystery in itself. If the Ripper was striking long distance for the first time, then he may have made a mistake. Also, your girlfriend has abnormally strong psychic defenses.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
That's
In
all
a
the
psychic
crystals.
sense, she may have fought the Ripper off before he could kill her.
So, again, a few juicy tidbits there from Claire.
Not now, Quinlan.
She says the secret monkey lab was basically a plan for the banks to subliminally advertise themselves when people are decked in, right? So if we are to believe that, that's what the investigation was about, even though the monkey says otherwise, as we noticed. The second thing was then she's worried that someone broke into her well and stole her research notes, and seems to be using then her technique potentially to kill people over cyberspace. And the other thing was about Catherine, that like in a way she can't understand, no one in the hospital can understand why she survived the Ripper attack, because according to everything they know about the Ripper's murders, she shouldn't have survived. In fact, if anything, she should be well and truly exploded by this point.
Poor Farley.
Yeah, exactly. So again, it's all a little bit of a mystery when it comes to Catherine, but it's all like either Claire is completely exonerated by this point or she's bullshitting you, depending on your point of view.
I've already exonerated him. Well, from being the Ripper.
Obviously,
As being
because
a piece of shit.
you know who you wanted.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But again, the whole subplot of then her working with a
Well,
story.
realistically, the two most possible suspects, realistically, is the two men that are trying to get one up on each other.
On each other. So you're thinking it's
either going to be Falconetti or it's either going to be Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Like realistically,
Mm-hmm.
in my view,
Yeah.
they're the two prime candidates for this, purely because of their backstories, their back history with each other. Like Falconetti wants to get revenge on McNada for what he did to
Doc, what do you
him,
think of this?
and McNada just wants to get back at Falconetti to get him back behind bars. He doesn't like him in the picture.
Yeah,
I
precisely.
noticed that the cop data angels produced it. I'm not really sure if I can trust them. Could they have done something like this?
Look at Baby
I
Giamatti.
suppose. They had a couple of officers decked at the Catherine's brand, so it's possible. It certainly
It's
looks
amazing
like
that straight out of this you got Big Mama's house.
Crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
They played this game and said, wow.
Do you know how that guy reminds me of? Yeah, he could be an FBI agent.
Plays it well, man. Plays it well. But yeah, so we're just gonna jump to catching.
This isn't. I'm not able to see the Space Jam theme song here.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. I believe I can fly.
Redacted.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, that means I have to take the greatest off my fucking Spotify.
Mm.
That's a tune though.
So we can't ask Catherine anything there. Again, I was just checking in with all our suspects to see. Now, where am I going next? Oh yes, remember another actor had top billing in this game, and we haven't met him yet.
No.
A little man called John Rhys Davies.
Oh yeah.
So he's Viggo Haman in this game, and now we're about to see his acting masterclass.
I'm reading your clips in the Herald.
He's there hiding in the background there.
He looks like Robert De Niro.
Same face.
Yeah.
Same face, yeah. Certainly not the same acting skill.
Oh god, no.
So, apologies here, right? Because the sound is really weird in this section, where the soundtrack is like talking above John Rhys Davies because he whispers a lot in this. So I will up the volume just here when we're talking, so you can actually hear what he's saying. So I was genuinely trying to think, and then I realised, wait, there's actually no sound options in this game. Not even a choice for subtitles. You just have to you only have video settings and that's it. So, enjoy this. These 5 minutes of John Rhys Davies. And out of these 5 minutes he gets top billing ahead of our main character and other people. There he is.
God, he still looks like a fucking elf.
I'm Jake Quinlan from the Herald. Your name, Vermont?
Mr. Quinlan. I know your work well. Please, join me. Now, let me tell you how you found me. And how I'm going to find you. Once upon a time, you wrote a piece about a man, an acquaintance of mine named Schultz. You remember that particular story?
Well, I read a lot of stories.
Ah, but this one was special. Schultz, the sausage snuffer, you call him. Such a way of putting it. Schultz was a meatpacker who had the ingenious idea of using the discarded intestines of various and sundry bovines to transport, shall we say, illicit pharmaceuticals.
Smart jokes.
And you knew the man?
Yeah.
Bad Boys did this.
Schultz
Bad
was a
Boys
meat
too.
packer, a butcher, a bovine himself.
Except they use
I
cadavers.
owe
Yeah.
Maybe he took inspiration from
When
this.
your story
Not
reveals
fully surprised
exactly
it's
how
Michael
that
May that's
sausage
involved.
was from health
No, Michael Mann.
Mr. Schultz was out of business. I was out of business.
Oh my god, he's putting everything into this fucking
And you followed for 3 months when I considered your options.
I made the BBC.
This
I
is
made
bad.
Mr.
Right.
Schultz.
I made the Bovine Institute. I'm going to Bovine
Absolutely.
University.
Now for the fun. This is where I get to tell you how I'm going to find you.
Oh.
Will there be actual
Okay.
fucking involved?
That's what Quinlan
Me and Quinlan are on the same wavelength there.
for a change, yeah. He owns us
Instead
now.
of killing me, I decided that I could
Thank my aunt and call me Fanny.
Call me
That way I
Quinlan.
might better avoid future, shall we say,
I'm going to bend you over my knee and you're going to call me Daddy.
Yes.
Yes, Daddy.
Only.
Is Orlando
What you have in that
Bloom
teacup,
going to be
anyway?
coming or is it... Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. No, never mind.
your ass.
Oh.
This is such a weird...
You couldn't print anything on me if you wanted to. And let me ask you something. How well do you know Mr. Dodds?
Ben Dodds. What's he have to do with this?
Absolutely
It
fucking
was a
nothing.
dark and stormy night.
Is it?
A young woman was sobbing before the desk of her father. Her father was the city's most respected editor, one Benjamin Dodds. The woman should have been shedding tears of joy. She had just won national acclaim for a brilliant expose on the city's fledgling mayor. Eventually it led to his expulsion. But on that particular evening she was crying, because her father had just discovered that her story was based on research that never took place. Sources that didn't exist.
You're lying.
On the contrary, Ben Dodds is the liar. In fact, worse, you see, he managed to hush the whole affair. Not a word of retraction or correction never saw the light of day. Not even when the ex-mayor subsequently killed him.